And welcome to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuned into another amazing night in the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And tonight we have another epic show lined up for you. I mean, first of all, let's give a big shout out to all the women, older, younger, and the women in the future that have made some major strides since suffrage as we celebrate Women's History Month. And this month, I have an amazing lineup of some amazing women, not just in the wine industry, but women in every industry out there that have made some major strides, those who were history and trailblazers, but those who are also modern women doing some things, and women in the future that are going to be making some major strides in this world that we live in today. Tonight, the Cellar is an innovative forum inciting provocative conversation about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. We're a tabletop show where we talk about these different issues about wine. We give you related information about the wine news. We let you know about what things are happening in wine. We talk about different wine varietals and different wine regions. And like last week, we talked about Latin wines, and we're going to go back and revisit that a little bit. But our topic for tonight is wine and women. And I want to dedicate this show and every show for the rest of the month of March to women as we bring in women that are doing some major things throughout the world and throughout the course of life. Now, tonight, I have with us in the show, one of our special guests will be Eileen Micardo. She is a senior cause entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about that soon when we get back in from some of our earlier, segments and stuff, and we're going to bring her on into the show. And of course, our special musical artist is the one and only. She's from the DC area, living in LA, Sharon Desiree. And of course, we have Glam with Malia. So they're all lined up to come in and talk to you tonight. We're going to have a great show tonight. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. Let me just do some house cleaning. First of all, as you can see when the camera comes up close, I'm wearing my medallion that says The Cellar with Richard Glover. And this is also a new item that you will see coming up at the end of the month on our new website. That's right. We're going to have Cellar t-shirts. We're going to have Cellar t-shirts for men, Cellar t-shirts for women. We're going to have Glam t-shirts for women. We're going to have wine carry-all bags where you can carry your bottle of wine and maybe your cheese and crackers and everything else, your wine tubes when you go out to the beach or you go out to the park this year. We also have wine masks. Now, I do have my mask. I think I put it in my coat, but I'll show it to you later on. But we do have the Cellar wine mask that you can wear with your other wine, with your other mask that helps kind of make it light on your face. Well, anyway, don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. We're going to have a great time tonight. We'll be right back after these messages. And welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuned into another epic night in the Cellar. And ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to the Cellar for the very first time, Eileen Mercado. And Eileen, welcome to the Cellar. How are you?
Hi, Richard.
How are you doing?
I'm delighted to be here with you and all your wonderful folks here. I'm just happy.
I can tell. Well, welcome to the Cellar for the first time. You are a first-time interviewer on the Cellar. And tonight our topic is wine and women. And of course, you are an entrepreneur in the world of wine. And we're going to talk about what you do in the world of wine. And let's just talk about.
How are you? I'm doing great. Uh-oh.
Okay, can you turn? Yes, can you turn?
I'm doing good.
Can you turn your?
Turn this on.
I'm going to have, yes, please put it on mute. There you go.
Okay, good.
This is modern technology. And of course, we have feedback. So, Eileen, tell us about yourself a little bit. You know, where do you hail from?
Well, I am born and raised here, New York, and I'm Puerto Rican. I love wine. I lived a little bit in Brooklyn, then to Puerto Rico, but mainly had a private sector in the Army Depot here in Pennsylvania, 7 years. And then I wanted to change something up. You know what happened? Our jobs and everything had to change. So I had to reconstruct, redirect, think what else I could do from home.
Okay.
So
Eileen, when I looked at your bio, you were at one time in 5 Links.
Yes, I was.
Okay, great. So I'm familiar with 5 Links. I was in it myself, you know. And it looks like in your bio you've done some major things in the 5 Links world. So that's amazing.
I was a national director.
Okay, great. So Eileen, now let me make sure I got your title right, and we're going to make sure we put it up there on the lower thirds. You are a senior cause entrepreneur, right?
I just got a promotion to executive cause entrepreneur. I just made it.
Okay, so you're an executive executive senior cause entrepreneur. Is that right now?
Executive cause, it means that I just got to another level.
Okay, great. And you're with One Hope Wines?
One Hope Wine is in Napa Valley.
Okay.
And it's a wonderful place. It's delightful. The wine there is it's heaven. So you go there and you just delighted.
Great. So tell us about One Hope Wines.
Okay. Well, One Hope has been in business over 14 years, and they are a cause center winery. So what they do is they give back. They didn't want to do it one time. They want to do it all the time. So they give back to all charity organizations. But what we do is each bottle gives back to a different cause.
Oh, okay. So your company is related to giving back to the community or giving back to charitable causes, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Eileen, let's talk a little bit about how did you get into the world of wine, you know, and what is your favorite wine?
I love Pinot Noir. That's my favorite. This Pinot Noir that I have, it's already giving back a pet for a loving home. So each time you buy one of these, you're giving back to family rescue pets. Okay, so we do a lot of rescuers, and it's delicious.
Speaking about that, I just became a foster parent for the Humane Alliance in the Washington, D.C. area. So on Saturday, I'll be receiving my very own doggy. I'll be a foster dog owner. So, you know, hey, for me.
That's wonderful.
His name is Coffee. So and I'm not a coffee drinker, but, you know, maybe I end up drinking coffee, but I'm a wine drinker. But so Eileen, I'm not sorry about that. Let's talk a little bit more about One Hope. So let me understand exactly the cause of One Hope. How long has One Hope been around, and how many organizations have they helped?
Okay, well, let me tell you, they've been in business for over 14 years, and they have been given over $6 million now. So we have a milestone just to show you when we hit $1 million, This is the mega for $5 million. So we've given 6 right now. So they made this one for $5 million.
And what kind of wine is that one? What kind of wine was that you just shared with us?
This is a Cabernet.
Okay.
A Cabernet Sauvignon, and this is for development of education.
Okay, great.
In the world. This one gives back.
Great. Okay, Eileen, don't go nowhere. I want you to stay right there with us. We're going to take a quick break because, like I said, tonight I want to celebrate women in the history of wine. And we're going to go to a highlight of a young lady by the name of Miss Lee. Her name is Miss Lee. She was she started off actually at a law firm from Texas. She moved to San Francisco and she started working with a law firm. And she, in 1987, vineyards. And let me tell you a little bit about her while we have a picture up there. Okay, I'm losing something here. Don't bear with me. Okay. I had something on my laptop and it just disappeared. Anyway, so she started off, like I said, she went to Spelman Heights. She went to Spelman College. She's a Delta. Hey, shout out for the Delta Sigma Theta. And she moved from Texas and to California, started working for a law firm that she actually, while she was at the law firm, she became familiar with wines more through some of her mentors. And like I said, in 2003, she created her own vineyard. Now they call Miss Lee the Cleopatra of the Cleopatra queen of the vineyards out there, because she's been in the business. She knows the business. She actually bought a plot out there in California in the San Francisco area. And she had to first get trees taken down. It took her about a year or so to get the whole region, the whole terrain ready. And then she started, raising grapes there and actually putting her name on the map of being a well-known and well-talked about a vineyard owner and have nice and amazing winery out there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the one and only Miss Lee, the owner and founder of Theopolis Vineyards. She is an amazing woman. She's been on Forbes. She's been one of the most, she's been in Forbes magazine. She's been in Business Weekly. She's been interviewed by everybody except for Richard Glover. I'm going to get her here one day to interview her. And last year she was awarded the 2020 of best known and wineries in the United States. So that's Theopolis Vineyards, and the owner is Miss Lee. All right. To you and talk some more about where in Napa the wineries that you represent are located.
Okay, that's in California.
Yes.
Napa Valley.
Is that in Napa Valley? But where are they located? Do you have a vineyard out there, a winery out there, or how do you process your wines?
There's an investment, and there's a VIP area where it was a home, and it's a new location. So they're going to have new investors come in, with come in and showcase if they wanted to do something with wine. But it's just for our own dealers and representatives for the company to come and visit and feel at home and share the wine with other people that we want to bring into.
Are you all located in the wine trails, or are you located, outside of Napa Valley or in this town of Napa Valley? So I'm just saying, the only reason I was asking that is because I have a lot of listeners and viewers out in that area that may want to visit your location. Can you tell us what the location is?
It's a little bit outside Napa Valley.
Okay. And where do they get their grapes? Where do they grow their grapes? Or do they get the grapes brought in through other wineries, or how do they, come up with?
No, it's grown right there.
Okay, so they grow their own grapes.
Yes.
They harvest their own grapes.
We have 3 of our winemakers.
Okay.
I would say that it is Mary Coyles.
Okay.
And Rob Mondavi Jr.
Robert Mondavi. Okay. So Robert Mondavi, who is a very well-known winemaker out there in the Napa Valley area. Matter of fact, in 1979, Robert Mondavi won the Covenant Crown for being the best wines during the Paris Wine Festival. back in 1979. So they make a very good wine. They're part of the Charles Krug family. Robert and his brother Peter, they were started off together, and then of course they had a little thing in the family where Robert decided to go out and start his own vineyard. So yeah, Robert Madavi is I know the family very well.
It's a distinguished group of winemakers, and we're just so honored to be a part of it. They're so good and giving back to charity. They give back 10% of the retail sales of everybody. So we've given, like I said before, this one was a milestone when we hit 5 million. Great. But now we've given 6 million to all different charities.
Great. So if a person has a charity, what's the process of them reaching out to One Hope Wines and asking them to help them raise money for whatever cause they have? What is the process, and how do they reach out to you guys? Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It is onehopewine.com. Okay. You could find me at my shop/mermaid shines. So it's the same thing. Wine.com, my shop/mermaid shines. Great. But that's how you find an entrepreneur. You would come into the business. It is for women, men, everybody can do it. Okay. And, great. Like I reinvented myself. Awesome. So what you do is you would come in, join the team, and just start helping. Because if you want to give, a lot of people join just by going to One Hope. Okay. But they can join my team if they go in, and I'm glad to string them along and tell them what to do and how it works. So okay, great. So I like the name One Hope. That means it is about hope, and hope charity is about hope. Charity is about love and hope, and that's great. So Eileen, don't go nowhere. I need to go to another segment real quick, and that's a segment called Glam with Malia. Malia is waiting, and I want you to stay there. We're going to come back and talk some more about your wines, and we're going to talk about Latin wines.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Welcome back to the Cellar for another epic week of wine, fashion, and lifestyle. So what do you have for us, Malia?
So I'm going to be talking about spring fashions, because I know every girl or any woman that's going out on a vacation, obviously you're going to have new clothes and everything. So as well. So a lot of people are going for like.
I don't know if I see you there, Malia. So I want to hold up for a second. We want to make sure we get you there. Are you still with us? All we can do is hear you, but I know you have a few items you want to show us. And I know, what is your topic for tonight that you're going to share with our listeners and viewers?
Yes, so it's spring fashions and then spring colors and what to get on like a vacation. Okay,
great. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and we'll come right back, Malia, with you, and we will have you back in with the show. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. You're tuned into The Cellar with Richard Glover, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle, and we come right back after this commercial break.
On March 3rd, 1913, protesters parted dressed in a float and sitting astride a white horse. The activist, Inez Milholland, was hard to miss. She was riding at the helm of the Women's Suffrage Parade, the first mass protest for a woman's right to vote on a national controversy. Thousands of women gathered in Washington, D.C. Here, they called for a constitutional amendment granting them the right to vote. By 1913, women's rights activists had been campaigning for decades. As a disenfranchised group, women had no voice in the laws that affected their or anyone else's lives. However, they were struggling to secure broader support for political equality. They'd achieved no major victories since 1896, when Utah and Idaho enfranchised women. That brought the total number of states which recognized a woman's right to vote to 4. A new media-savvy spirit arrived in the form of Alice Paul. She was inspired by the British suffragettes, who went on hunger strikes and endured imprisonment in the early 1900s. Rather than conduct campaigns on a state-by-state basis, Paul sought the long-lasting impact of a constitutional amendment which would protect women's voting rights nationwide. As a member of the National American Women's Suffrage Association, Paul proposed a massive pageant to whip up support and rejuvenate the movement. Washington authorities initially rejected her plan and then tried to relegate the march to side streets. But Paul got those decisions overturned and confirmed a parade for the day before the presidential inauguration of Woodrow Wilson. This would maximize media coverage and grab the attention of the crowds who would be in town. However, in planning the parade, Paul mainly focused to white women from all backgrounds, including those who were racist. She actively discouraged African American activists and organizations from participating, and stated that those who did so should march in the back. But Black women would not be made invisible in a national movement they helped shape. On the day of the march, Ida B. Wells Barnett, a groundbreaking investigative journalist and anti-lynching advocate, refused to move to the back and proudly marched under the Illinois banner. The co-founder of the NAACP, Mary Church Terrell, joined the parade with 22 founders of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, an organization created by female students from Howard University. In these ways and more, Black women persevered despite deep hostility from white women in the movement, and at great political and physical risk. On the day of the parade, suffragists assembled to create a powerful exhibition. The surging sections of the procession included international suffragists, artists, performers, and business owners. Floats came in the form of golden chariots, an enormous Liberty Bell, and a map of enfranchised countries. On the steps of the Treasury Building, performers acted out the historical achievements of women to a live orchestra. The marchers carried on even as a mob blocked the route, hurling insults and spitting at women, tossing cigars, and physically assaulting participants. The police did not intervene, and in the end, over 100 women were hospitalized. Their mistreatment, widely reported throughout the country, catapulted the parade into the public eye and garnered suffragists greater sympathy. National newspapers lambasted the police, and congressional hearings investigated their actions during the parade. After the protest, the Women's Journal declared, "Washington has been disgraced. Equal suffrage has scored a great victory." In this way, the march initiated a surge of support for women's voting rights that endured in the coming years. Suffragists kept up steady pressure on their representatives, attended rallies, and petitioned the White House. Inez Milholland, the woman on the white horse, campaigned constantly throughout the United States, despite suffering from chronic health problems. She did not live to see her efforts come to fruition. In 1916, she collapsed while giving a suffrage speech and died soon after. According to popular reports, her last words were, "Mr. President, how long must women wait for liberty?" Though full voting inclusion would take decades, in 1920, Congress ratified the 19th Amendment, finally granting women the right to vote. When we make videos about the history of justice, we often wonder, what's next? Luckily for us, within our community, there is a chorus of young voices demanding a brighter future. Check out some of these ideas on the TED-Ed Student Talks YouTube channel, or visit ed.ted.com/Student Talks to learn more about the program.
Welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host for another epic evening in the Cellar. Now let's go back to Malia. Malia, are you there?
Hi, yes, I am.
Awesome.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Great. So tell us about your topic for tonight.
Yes, so I'm going to be talking about spring fashions, and especially if you are going on vacation and you're going somewhere tropical, where to get the really cute outfits and the best deals of all. So yes, I am talking about like really cute tank tops, shorts, swimsuits, or even something like, maybe like a cute little like spring or a date dress. So what I found is at H&M, they have really cute like knitted tank tops right now, which is perfect. I mean, it's such a good deal. Like I think $6 or $7, and you obviously can't go bad with that priced. You can wear that with like high-waisted shorts. You could do jean shorts, green shorts, anything that you're desired. They also have it in cream color, which is like the best, because I know the schemes right now are like beige, white, browns, and black, which is perfect, and it also look amazing on your skin as well. Let's see. Also, Shein.com has really cute stuff like that for really good deals for maybe like $3 or $4, and obviously you can't beat that as well. And H&M and Shein does have like really cute dresses, and especially like those joggers are really comfy, especially for the kind of like this spring quarantine. If you just want to relax in those sweatpants and still look stylish at home, that is the best way to do it. And I think they're like $13 or $14, which is such a good deal. They also have them in multiple colors, such as black, brown, gray, and green. So I would definitely give them a shot as well. And Shein does also have really cute shorts. Their swimsuits are literally amazing. I'm obsessed with their swimsuits. And yeah, so I would recommend those two companies because you're going to get the most for your money and the stylish clothes that you've always wanted in your life.
Awesome. So it looks like the springtime is already in the air and people are getting ready, and seems like those are some great outfits for the springtime. Awesome, Malia. Thank you so much.
Yes.
What do we
You're
have for
welcome.
next week?
Thank
Are you
you.
going to give us a teaser for next week?
So I'm going to keep you guys in suspense, but I'll let you guys know it's going to be a really good topic.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. That's Malia. That's Glam with Malia. And we're going to go right now into one of the wineries that I wanted to talk about last week, and that was the Argentinian wine. So Argentinian wine, you can't even talk about Latin wines without talking about South America wines, and especially without starting with Argentina. Argentinian wines has put the Latin America on the map in terms of wine production, and the region of Mendoza is one of the finest feathers in their cap. Famous for Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Torrentes, Mendoza sits in a valley between two peaks in a high desert that is almost 6,000 meters above the sea level. Mendoza wines are considered among the best in the world. 90% of their wines are consumed by their own citizens and the people that live in Argentina. 10% they export. So that's my Latin wine that I'm going to, because this is going to be a nice time to enjoy some of those. So we're going to bring back my special guest, Eileen.
Yes.
Awesome. So that, do you guys sell a Malbec as well, or do you use Malbec as one of the Hope wine?
We do sometimes. We have Cabernet. I don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. Continue.
Okay. What I do have is our red blend. And
okay, so
can you hear me?
Tell me, how can our listeners reach out to you? Again, let's get that website again, and
okay.
Tell them what
they can find me at eileenmercado.com.
Awesome.
You could find me there, eileenmercado.com. And right now, I do have a fundraiser for Palenque Arts, and that is onehopeWine.com/event/92043.
Awesome.
If you do donate, it's for a multicultural arts, new artists coming up, and they need help, right now, if they have a lot of talent, but they need a little help. So again, that's onehopeWine.com/event/92043.
Awesome. Eileen, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on the show. Again, you're another amazing woman doing some amazing things in the world and giving back to people that are in need, giving back to causes that are in need, by way of wine. And so we salute you today as a woman in history doing some amazing things. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Cheers to you.
Thank you. Great. I think I got some wine coming to me, right?
You do. You should get it tomorrow. And you better tell me and tell me how it tastes.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Eileen. We're going to take a quick break and come back. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break and come back and I'm going to introduce to you our musical artist for the night. She's waiting in the wings. She's an amazing young lady. She hails from the DMV area. Even when she was in school, she was putting together events. She's an actress. She's a songwriter, and she's also a advocate for helping other folks as well. So don't go nowhere. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to introduce our musical guest artist for the night, the one and only, and my very good friend, Sharon Desiree. And welcome to the Cellar, Sharon Desiree.
Hi, Richard.
How are you?
Doing so good today. Happy to be here with you today.
Glad to have you in the Cellar. This is the first time being in the Cellar.
It is.
And you know, you're an amazing artist because I've heard you sing before, and I actually was on a program with you before you left this area. So Sharon, let's talk about Sharon and how did you get started into being an artist? And I can see you are also a psychologist. So that's kind of that's an interesting combination, you know, a psychologist and an artist. You know?
I didn't think it was until now that I'm exercising them both. It's like, oh man, what a range.
Great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you went to school in Silver Spring, Maryland. Is that right?
I did, yes. I came here from Ecuador when I was 9.
Okay.
And when I was in school, there's a lot of diversity in Maryland. That's something I love.
Yes.
And so it was, I didn't actually, in the school that I was, there wasn't anything for Latin artists in particular.
Okay.
So one of the first things that I did was start a Latin dance club. And so that's how we started dancing. And anytime I couldn't find something that was specifically for like my culture, I'd find some way to bring it up. And then in college, I was more interested in exploring the diversity of the college campus. So then we started the on-campus cultural exchange.
Wow. So you really have always been doing the first. You always started something that was first. Yeah, so.
If I can't find it, I have to put it out there.
Awesome. Great. Very creative. Very creative. You know, so I remember we met, I think, when you started a foundation. And let me make sure I'm saying it right. That's Artist Solidarity.
The Art Solidarity Foundation. Yes, you met me right when I was doing DC theater. I was working for Gala Hispanic Theater.
Right.
And I was working with another incredible artist in the area, Saidami Dulcisela. and she was my stage manager at the time. And we hung out with a couple other friends, and this was during Ecuador had a really big earthquake, and we were both from that area, and so we were wondering what we could do about it. So we were talking to other friends, and another friend of ours who was part of the Artist Solidarity Foundation, John Angel.
I can tell. Can you turn your sound down?
Who's?
Your sound. There's a
so
feedback.
John Angel, who's?
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Okay, so John Angel met with us at a bar that day, and we started talking about what we could do. And he has various restaurants in the DMV, so he said he would supply us with food. And then another friend, Luis Tobias, who's a great musician in the area, he said he would provide us with music. And so it kind of just came together. So we set that up. You came in wonderfully and donated some wines for us, and we were able to raffle those off and raise some money so that we could send to the cause in Ecuador.
Absolutely. I remember that. That was an amazing evening, a really amazing evening. I mean, if I had a chance to meet John Angel, and I know John has a couple more restaurants open down in the DC area. And we've talked recently.
I'm sure he would be happy to join you in the cellar one of these days.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to get him here. He's doing some amazing Latin, not only just Latin, where the place he's located, not only doing Latin food, but they're doing a whole lot of other things that, you know, help builds up the culture and everything. So
much. Him and his family are so involved in the community. They've done multiple races throughout the season. I know his sister is a great chef, and she's working on Latinizing a lot of vegan items.
Okay, great.
It's super fun watching them grow.
You from Ecuador to Maryland and now LA. That's a big journey already so far. And you're in LA. What's happening with you in LA and some of the great things that you're doing in LA? LA is a big city.
It is huge. And I mean, I'm pretty happy because it's been so welcoming and accommodating. Anytime I feel like it's time to hang up the towel and get out of here, it continues to give, you know? So that's how you know you're where you're supposed to be.
So now you've been in a couple of movies?
I have, yes. Recently, I got to jump into the production side of the fun part.
Okay.
And yeah, I got to UPM for a Triassic Hunt.
Okay.
And that's out on Amazon, iTunes, Hulu.
Wow.
Yeah, that was stretching the muscles, but back to organizing though. So it was fun.
Awesome. And now what are the other movies that you actually starred in or were part of the movie?
I was recently in Monster Hunters. I got to play a sergeant.
That's the one I saw, Monster Hunters.
You saw that one?
I can't imagine you in a monster movie. So, you know, kind of give us a real quick, you know, tip of what a little clip of what was that about, you know.
That one's about, we have aliens crash land on the planet, and the military jumps in and is trying to kind of contain the situation before it gets too busy. Okay. And so Sergeant Mora and everybody else in that crew kind of goes out there and they're monster hunting.
Okay.
Yep. I get to
did you slay a couple of monsters? They slayed a couple of monsters.
There are a couple of monsters. Yeah.
Oh,
my
awesome.
friend, the director, Brendan Picharzo, he was really great about all of the monster explosions and stuff like that.
Awesome.
His favorite part of filmmaking.
Awesome. Great. So acting, songwriting, music, and
songwriting, I have not jumped into yet. I know everyone keeps asking because I play the ukulele to distress myself. So I do a lot of covers. But awesome. Yes, I do have people asking me like, when are the originals coming? And I don't know. Okay, I'm sure eventually.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Desiree, we're so excited to have you here, and I believe you're going to perform right now, right?
I have Sasha with me here today, and I'm gonna do the first song that I'm gonna do is called "Lost Boys." It's a cover by Bruce B. And I actually got to cover this with Teddy Beats while I was living in DC, and you guys might have heard Spotify and anywhere else music is sold. But here is the ukulele version.
Welcome to the cellar.
Welcome to the cellar. There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was the man in the moon, and even sometimes he would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying by. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely ever since that day. I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say.
Do we have an issue? Yes.
Reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. He sprinkled me in pixie dust and told me to believe in him and believe in me. Together we will fly away in a cloud of green to your beautiful destiny. As we soared above the town that never loved me, I realized I finally had a family. Soon enough we reached Neverland, and peacefully my feet hit the sand. And ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me. Away from all that reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you're my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever. The lost boy at last. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Never the lost boy at last. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, and even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever. The lost boy at last. And for always I will sing. I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, lost boy, they say to me. Away from all that reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free.
Awesome. Thank you, Sharon. That's amazing.
Wow. That was my English one. I have a
Sure.
Spanish song.
So, what we got to do real quick, don't go nowhere. I want to go to one more of our celebration of women for Women History Month. And we're going to celebrate Hannah Weinberg. So don't go nowhere. Hannah Weinberg is the first female winemaker in Napa Valley. Napa's modern wine industry began in the 1960s, but viticulture and winemaking were integrated into the economy way before Prohibition. Weinberg earned the distinction of becoming California's first female winemaker during 1880s. Back in the 1880s, Weinberg's husband, John, was shot dead in March of 1982. As a result, she assumed the control of his winery and filled his role as director of the Bank Weinberg of St. Helena. So they had a bank called St. Helena, I'm sorry, in 1889. She crossed the Atlantic Ocean to appear at the World's Fair in Paris as the only California female vintner to win a silver medal in the wine competitions, according to an article that was shared about her on September the 16th, 2010. Little is known about Weinberg's early life. She was from Ohio, listed as Hannah Raby from Cincinnati, and she married John Christian Weinberg in 1871. This is according to the Marian Hansen of the St. Helena Historical Society, who created a timeline of her life in 2016. Now, Weinberg's property grew to 35 acres before John was murdered by a disgruntled employee who had been making unwanted advances to their daughter, Minnie. So in 1889, the ledger from the Wines and Vines of California noted Hannah Weinberg along with 17 other women on their list of cellar masters and vineyardists. Today, Weinberg's property is part of the Weinkohl Vineyards. Just north of St. Helena, Weinberg ran the winery until Prohibition forced its closure in 1920. So now wine has been going on for a long time, but when we had the Prohibition, a lot of wineries had to go out of business. It is also nearly 50 years before California's next female vintner rose to prominence. So what I did tonight, I showed you one of the old world winemakers and female winemakers, and then I went to the new one earlier when we talked about Miss Lee. That's the history of wine for women on the Wine Cellar Show. Let's come back real quick as we get ready to go out. I want to ask my good friend, artist, actress, Miss Sharon Desiree to take us on out. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. We're going to hear one more song from Sharon. And of course, we're going to put up all of our handles. You'll see Sharon's handle there if you want to reach out to her for performances in the California area. And of course, if you want to reach out to me, just go to richard@thecellarwineshow.com. You can go to our live YouTube channel where it says The Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover. You can go to our Instagram, which is Rinsock1. You can go to our Facebook fan page, which is The Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover. Look, I have some amazing giveaways to start giving away. And what I want you to do, starting in the middle of March, we're going to have some giveaways. If you go to that YouTube page and you click subscribe, and you're subscriber number 10 and subscriber number 15 and subscriber number 20, I have some wine mugs coming to you and some wine masks. So don't go nowhere. Sharon, take us out of here.
All right, I got a little cover by Mon Laferte. It's called El Beso. Cuando me despierto, solo quiero un beso. Oh, oh. Uno de esos, uno mojado. Oh, oh. Un beso lento, un beso tierno, un beso violento en el pavimento. Uno en la costilla, uno enredado, uno despacito, uno arrebatado. Un beso mordido, uno chupeteado, un beso encendido, un beso gastado. Uno que me ahogue, uno que me rompa, un beso en la frente. frente, un beso en la boca. Dame un último beso, uno que pueda simularme y me haga bien. Dámelo como si aún me amarás. Dime pa' qué tantas preguntas, mejor tu boca y la mía bien juntas. Se aprovecha el baile, solo bésame bien. Cuando me despierto, solo quiero un beso. La despedida tiene que valer la pena. Quiero que sea un contacto a lo mafioso. Este plan es lo que tu lengua toca a fondo mis sentimientos. Nadie sabe lo que mi cara disfraza. Y aprieto tu corazón que llora, que llora, que llora, que llora. Un beso lento, un beso tierno, un beso violento en el pavimento, uno en la costilla, uno en el
tonight. We want to thank everybody for being there and supporting the Cellar Wine Show. We want to thank our special guest tonight, the one and only Eileen Mercado. We want to thank Malia for Glam with Malia. And we want to thank our amazing musical artist, the one and only Sharon Desiree. Awesome. And guess what? Don't forget, you tune into the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. Like I always say, take time, enjoy fine wine, and you're tuned in to the next time in the Cellar. Thank you, Sharon. We're out.
Welcome.
Awesome.